this is Kathy Miller of Simply Stated Business. And today I've prepared a short video for the newbies out there who are thinking about hiring a business writer. Perhaps you have no idea what to expect, so this just gives you a little insight when you're thinking about hiring a business writer for the first time. Your initial contact usually comes either in a form of an email, or maybe you pick up the phone and call the business writer. Perhaps you found them on LinkedIn or a colleague recommended them. But usually in that initial contact, it's just getting to know each other and seeing if you're a good fit for one another. Usually the freelance or business writer will ask about your business needs and what kind of business writing you're looking for, and if you have any special timelines. And you also may want to see samples of the business writer's work, or maybe you've already looked at their portfolio. And you could get into a discussion of the fees for the different writing services. Generally, in the initial contact, there's not enough information to give a solid final quote, but many business writers can give you an idea of a range for certain kinds of services. And so, once you've decided that this feels right, then the next step is either you move ahead with the project, or perhaps you ask for a formal proposal from the business writer. Usually what happens in that case is they'll send you a proposal for different types of writing services so you can select what you think is best for your business. And it'll include the services they'll provide, any deadlines and fees and terms, and gives you an opportunity to kind of digest the information and see if you want to move forward. So let's say you've gotten the proposal, you love the proposal, you love the freelance writer, so now you want to get started. So there's still quite a few steps before the freelance writer actually sits down and starts writing for you. And not surprisingly, it is business after all. There is plenty of paperwork. Most freelance writers or business writers will have a contract that they want you to sign off on, and it's a really good idea for your protection as well as the business writer. It makes sure that you are both on the same page. Typically, a contract will show it'll list the services that the business writer will be providing. It'll outline any kind of terms, deadlines, fees, and gives you an opportunity to see that they're on track for what it is you're hiring them for. And then, of course, we've got good old Uncle Sam, so there'll be W-9 forms to complete and possibly non-disclosure agreement. Your business may require that, which basically just says that any proprietary information or confidential information about your business is kept that way by the freelancer or business writer, and the same would be true of any information they would release to you. And then they're going to want to know, particularly since you're a new client, about your business and what products or services you have, what's unique about your business, and any special branding that you have, because they want to make sure that they represent what you've worked so hard to build in your branding. They also want to know who your customers are so that they know how to target the business writing. And it's always a good idea to know who your competitors are. I like to take a little look around on websites and that, and just see what competitors are doing, so we know what we're up against. And then we get down to the details of the project itself. I always like to identify who's the ideal reader for the finished product. If you could have it in the hands of one single person, who would it be? Is it a CEO or is it a financial person? That just really helps target the business writing towards that ideal reader. And then we have a discussion on the objective. Are you looking to increase sales? Maybe you're trying to get more leads. Maybe you just want to be known as a thought leader in your industry, so you're going to have a ghostwritten article in a trade publication, whatever that objective might be. And then again, we talked the specifics about a timeline, the budget for the project, who the contact is for any questions that come along the way, who gets the final sign off, just all the nuts and bolts of the project. So all of that is done before we even get into the writing of the actual business writing. And then when we do get into the writing process, generally there'll be three phases to the writing process. There's research, whether it's research on your company or what I call doing my homework, or depending upon what the business writing is about. It could be, if it's more technical, or a white paper has extensive research. So that's certainly an integral part of the writing process. Then the writer will do the actual draft, and after they've done the draft, they do their own editing before they send it to you. And then, depending upon how your business works, it could be that you're the one who reads it and sends it back, and if there's any edits, those are made. Or maybe you have a team of subject matter experts that need to sign off on it. So it's usually research, then writing, then editing. And the editing is both on by the business writer and whatever edits you and your team might have. So when you think about it, if you start adding that up, the initial contact where there's the discussion about your business and what your writing needs are and the timeline, and also including possibly a proposal, could take a couple hours. I mean, these are just estimates. Let's say we're doing a ghostwritten article here. So we spend a couple hours in that initial contact. Then the projects start up with all the paperwork and getting the business information from about your company so we can do the homework. In all of that project startup could take like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then the writing process, remember the research, the writing, and the editing. In this case, we're just saying 6 hours. It's just, let's say, again, a ghostwritten article. So that totals up to 9.5 hours. And I think that's surprising a lot of times to businesses, because when they hire someone just to write an article, they're thinking, oh, what, it take a couple hours? But you have to think about all the things that go into it. You want a business writer that does the research, and you want that research to be credible. So you want somebody who's going to take the time. So just talk a little bit about a word about fees. Different. It depends on your business writer or freelance writer. Some charge hourly, and so they'll track their hours and bill you an hourly rate. Some will do it on a project fee. So whatever is involved in the project, they'll give you a flat fee. And with the I work on a project fee basis, and what I do is give what I call a statement of work that just outlines very specifically what's included in the project. I like it because I think that way everybody is, again, on the same page. Going into it how much the project is going to cost, so you can budget for it. And then there are some, particularly when you get into article writing, where the compensation is by the word. That's a common form of compensation by magazines and in the newspaper industry when there was a newspaper industry. So that's something you want to find out is, uh, what the arrangement is for the project your writer is working on. Some will do a combination, like depending on the project. They might do one hourly and another one a project fee. So you want to make sure you understand how they work. So the benefits of hiring a business writer, the first thing is they're independent. So they're a contractor. They're not your employee. And so you don't have to worry about paying the benefits and the salary and everything that goes along with being an employee. And by them being independent, they can help out to fill those staff shortages with the economy the way it is. Most businesses are running leaner than they'd like to, so a business writer is a good way to kind of fill those gaps. The other benefit of hiring a business writer is that they're going to be very focused. They keep your project on track and they help you achieve your marketing goals. How many times have you had, plans for, let's say, four white papers in a year, and you only got three of them done or two of them done because life happens in the business world and other priorities come up? A business writer is going to be focused on just that single project, so your likelihood of getting it completed is much greater. And when you find the right business writer, you're finding somebody who's experienced. They probably have a niche specialty. Some specialize in particular industries. Some might specialize in the form of the writing they do. For example, there's writers that specialize in just writing white papers or just case studies, and they're going to be a professional person that with that experience. So it generally will be a very good experience for you. So that's just a quick run through of some of the things you can expect in hiring a business writer. And I hope it was helpful for you. And I thank you for listening. This is Kathy Miller of Simply Stated Business.